Hello, welcome back. My name is Emma. You probably know that since you clicked on the video, but in case you don't, hi, I'm Emma. I go to Missouri State, love it, go Bears. Also, I'm kind of moving to Florida to work for Disney. Yeah, so just starting out, I thought that I would say thank you because I've had a lot of people reach out to me, whether they're friends from high school or family members that like don't live in the same state as me or something, and say that they watch my videos, which is super exciting. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That's the whole reason I'm making these, honestly. I don't expect anything from it. Don't expect to become YouTube famous or anything by any means, but I want to be able to stay in touch. And I, as a person, am so bad about staying in touch with people. I know that a lot of my subscribers know me and like have met me in person, but a lot of them have not, which is super exciting because I get to meet new friends, and a lot of them are people doing the DCP with me, so super excited to meet you guys. But you don't know anything about me, so hey, this video is just a conversation between you and me, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. You can tell me about yourself, like talking along, but that's kind of weird. Okay. Let's begin. So first of all, I'm an Aries, which if you're into that, that should tell you a lot about who I am. I don't know what that means. I'm not into astrology, but if that's information you want to know, there you go. I love basic things like traveling and music and concerts and adventures and experiences, and I feel like everyone says that, but like that is truly how I dictate my life. In case you don't know or haven't watched my videos or weren't even paying attention in the beginning, like I'm moving across the country, and I realized that my major and minor, well, my major and 2 minors through Missouri State can be done completely online, which was like kind of a sign for me. I was like, okay, then why not move across the country? Why not go to a completely random place and live out my dreams? I'm a communications major with minors in screenwriting and professional technical writing, which kind of sounds disgusting, but I love writing, so we'll make it work. I hate ranch dressing. I was in an earthquake and a volcanic eruption within 2 hours of each other when I was in Guatemala. I want to make it a goal to live through like every natural disaster, because I feel like those two, I kind of knocked those out of the way, and those are like probably the most difficult. And if I'm moving to Florida, that's a good chance for a hurricane, and I'm from the Midwest, so we've got tornado down. Like as soon as I was out the womb, tornado, snowstorms. Yeah, so I think I just need like hurricane and tsunami. And yeah, this kind of does seem like a death wish, but it's fine. I own a car that is possessed, I'm pretty sure, because one time I was driving it and I heard a weird sound, so I stopped and I took the keys out of the ignition and the car was still running. Sometimes when I'm driving really fast, the lights will go on, like flicker on and off, and then I'll like tell it to stop and it'll stop. So either it's possessed or I'm a witch, which honestly at this point maybe. I'm really spontaneous, sometimes too spontaneous for my own good. But I'm the type of person, if I was hanging out with friends and they were like, let's go get like a little pineapple or like a little tiny little tattoo somewhere, I'd be like, okay, which is bad, but I also really want to do it, so is it really that bad? Ooh, okay, what are things that I want end of 2019 Emma to know? Know that right now I'm very optimistic about the next year. I'm very excited, not only for Disney, but then after Disney I am discussing internship opportunities with Universal, which is very exciting. I'll have a lot more updates on that later. I can't really say anything right now, but super exciting. So Disney and Universal Studios, I'm gonna miss my family a lot, and I guess future Emma should know that like I love spending time with them right now. We just had like a game night all night last night, and future Emma probably misses them a lot. And it's really hard saying goodbye. I had to go pick up my textbooks from Missouri State. This is going to sound so dumb, but I had to go pick up my textbooks from Missouri State. And that campus, I've lived on campus for my whole college career so far, just for scholarships, and it was the easiest option. And so if you knew me in high school and you know me now, those are two completely different people. And that campus truly made me who I am. And I had a lot of experiences there. Some really great, some really not so great. That made me who I am. And I remember walking around campus after I got my textbooks and listening to music, because I'm always listening to music. And looking at all the places that I've made memories. I saw the place where I cried after meeting with my advisor, and she told me that I wouldn't be able to go to Disney. But I did. I remember I saw the place where I got Panda Express from our student union and sat down outside of an academic building and had my phone interview with a Disney recruiter. And that was almost 2 years ago, which is really crazy. There's a lot of parking lots where I have memories. There's the Taco Bell we always used to go to. There's residence halls that I look at, and I remember when friends lived there, and me and those friends don't really talk very much anymore, and that's really sad. Like I said, I'm really bad about keeping in touch with people, and that sucks a lot. But I'm excited to go. There's really nothing for me in Missouri anymore. Like I said, my family's here, and I do have friends here, but I've never felt more like my future is in Florida, if that makes any sense. I know that that's where God wants me. I've left so much of my heart in Missouri. It'll always be here. There's so many people who I'll always slightly be in love with. So many friends who I will cherish every single memory that we spent together. I don't know, goodbyes are sad. And shameless plug, but I've started writing a blog, and I'll include the link below if anyone's interested in that. I wrote about how goodbyes really suck, and if I have any fears that aren't stupid, like snakes or heights, which I'm very afraid of both of those things, a huge fear would be loneliness or leaving, and I think that those aren't mutually exclusive. I think that I'm afraid of leaving because I'm afraid of loneliness, and I'm afraid of goodbyes because it very easily could lead to loneliness. I like to think of my heart as one of those boards that you see on the walls of private detectives or FBI agents, or serial killers maybe, but that's really weird where they have post-it notes with scrawled out messages or pictures or newspaper clippings, and they're all in a completely random order, and there's the red yarn that connects them all, and then they're pinned down with a tax. And that's kind of how I see my life so far, just because I can easily snap into a place where I'm kind of still, and in this moment I can see all these different memories, and I can smell the way that my grandparents' kitchen smells, or my garden from Nebraska, and I can taste the raspberries, or I see little snapshots of me playing with my neighbors, or building robots with my siblings, or messing around with my brother and running down the stairs in sleeping bags or something dumb. I think that goodbyes suck for the most part because you're feeling the string stretch from you. Because if you think okay, so you have yarn inside of you, and every time you make a new memory or you find a place that reminds you of home, then you kind of you don't realize it, but you're putting a tack down right there. You're putting that pin there. And then when you have to leave, you're stretching that yarn away, and that hurts. It hurts leaving somewhere that you know is your home, and that sucks. But what I've realized is that you don't just have one home. And I think that Missouri will always be part of my home, and I've left part of my heart in Colorado and California and Guatemala, and God knows so much of it I left in Florida, and I'm going back there. And I know that, like, just because that's my home for the future doesn't mean I don't have other homes. And maybe that doesn't make any sense, but it's kind of how I like to look at it, because it makes things easier and gives a reason for the hurt. But yeah, so future Emma, I'm gonna try to say this without crying. I am very happy right now, and I know, like, I'm very excited for the future, and I know that Florida will be good for me. At the same time, I'm not planning on coming back. I have too much of a future there, and I can always visit. I've bought plane tickets for like $100. I know how to travel for super cheap, so I'll be back to visit, but I don't think Missouri's ever gonna be my home again. Please, if you're watching this at the end of 2019, remember that right now you're spending time with your family. Elijah's having all of his friends over tonight. And I love my family a lot. And maybe that's something that everyone needs to know about me. I love my family. They've been there for me when I kind of felt like I had no one. Like, I remember after breakups or when certain things happened, like, I remember crying on my kitchen floor and my sister just came up and just held me. Or when boys were being mean, my little brother stood up to them and, like, would call them out. And, like, we're always, like, we're just here for each other. And I'm not gonna have that in Florida. And that sucks. That really sucks. But it's okay. And, like, it'll be okay, and I'll make new friends. And those friends will be my family. And yeah, so just remember that, like, even though your family's not here, and even though your old friends aren't here, like, you're not alone. And remember times like this when, like, things were good, because they're really good. And to any of my family or friends watching this, please know that, like, I'm not leaving because of, like, any of you. I'm not leaving because it's bad, or, like, I'm escaping anything, or I'm ungrateful, because I love you guys. Missouri has made me who I am, and part of my heart will always be here. Sorry, this video got really sad really quickly, but I don't know. That's who I am. I'm emotional. I care a lot. I care deeply. I'm affected by things. I'm so excited for the future. I know you can really tell right now because I'm crying, but it'll be good. Okay, well, the next time you see me, I won't be crying. I will be very excited. I'll be moving to Florida. No, I won't be moving to Florida. I'll be in Florida. The next video, I think, will be, like, introducing where I'm living in an apartment tour, and, like, my trip down to Florida. I think Danny and I are going to go to Universal Studios before we move in, which is super exciting. So, I guess wish me luck. And to everyone watching, thanks for being here. And I'll see you soon.